Here's one way to think about how to find the trig values for quadrantal angles. A quadrantal angle is an angle that has a terminal side on one of these red rays. So if you think of the unit circle and then label these points where the red rays intersect the unit circle, those are the x and y coordinates of a point on the terminal side. And if you think of a little reference triangle for some angle here, theta, this segment right here is the opposite side. This is the adjacent side. And the hypotenuse is always equal to 1. So here I've redrawn that triangle over here, and the sine of the angle is opposite over hypotenuse, y over r. And similarly for the other 5 trig ratios. So once you've got this picture in mind and these values, it's just a matter of locating where the terminal side is. So 4 pi means we rotated around 2 pi and then another 2 pi. So we ended up over here. And if we want to find the tangent of 4 pi, we know that the tangent is the y coordinate, which happens to be 0, over the x coordinate, y over x. Really what's happened is that this opposite side has disappeared because the y coordinate is 0. But 0 over 1 would give us the tangent, y over x, or 0. For cosecant of 5 pi over 2, where is 5 pi over 2? Well, think of that as 2 pi plus a half pi. So we're up here at pi over 2. There's the terminal side of 5 pi over 2. I'll put that 5 pi over 2 here. And then if we're doing cosecant, that's the reciprocal of sine. Sine is y over r, so the cosecant is r over y. And r is always 1 because we're on the unit circle. So the cosecant of an angle that ends up here is 1 over 1, y over r. Sine of negative 2 pi, well, we go in the negative direction, 2 pi, we end up right where we started. The sine of that angle, y over r, 1 over 1. I'm sorry, 0 over 1, y over r. So this is a 0. And finally, the cosine of negative 3 pi over 2, we start here, end up here on the positive y-axis. Cosine is x over r. And essentially, the x coordinate has disappeared on your little reference triangle. That's why we look at these values right here. So the cosine is 0 over r, 0 over 1, or 0. Now let's just do one more where we have to find something that's undefined. Say you had to find the tangent of 3 pi over 2. 3 pi over 2 ends up down here. Tangent is y over x, opposite over adjacent. The adjacent side has disappeared, so we would say this is negative 1 over 0. Can't divide by 0, so the tangent is undefined. So when you're finding the tangent of any angle that ends up terminal side along the y-axis, you'll get undefined. Okay, hopefully that gave you some ideas how to think about this. If you have any questions, post a comment.